A lot of friends ask me what the difference is between leasing and financing, especially friends who have just arrived in Canada and aren't very familiar with the concept of leasing. When you lease a car, the ownership belongs to the company that leased the car to you, or in other words, the ownership belongs to the financial institution. But when you finance, you are the owner of the car yourself. So what are the differences? Since you don't own the car when you lease, it means that whatever happens to the car won't reduce your car's value. In practice, any damage to the car is covered by the insurance company, and any loss in value is the responsibility of the company that leased the car to you. But with financing, if you get into an accident, the value of the car drops by 10 to 15%. Since you are the owner of the car, this loss in value directly affects your investment. After your lease contract ends, whether you lease the car for 2, 3, 4, or 5 years, the car will be assigned an estimated value. At the beginning of the contract, they tell you, for example, that after 5 years, due to depreciation or the loss of its original value, this car will be valued at about, say, 40% or 30% of its actual value at the end of the lease. You will need to pay that amount to the company in order to obtain ownership of the car for yourself. You have the option to return the car, get another car, or not buy any car from that company at all. If you want to return the lease, you'll generally have to pay for the car's safety inspection, and the safety inspection must be carried out by the company that sold you the car to make sure there are no issues with the vehicle. If there are any costs for the safety inspection, those costs must be paid by you. Additionally, if you want to purchase the same car, you can easily buy it at the end of your lease based on the amount specified for you and finance it as a used car. To give a general summary on this topic regarding leasing, the advantages are that you always get to drive a new car. Every 4 years, you can change your car brand or switch your car without paying extra costs and drive the latest model. Your car is always under warranty. The ownership costs of the car are not very high for you. It's just limited to oil changes and regular maintenance. You never have to pay for parts, and the limitation is that you can only drive a certain mileage per year. The standard mileage is usually 20,000. Some companies even give you up to 25,000 miles per year. If you exceed that mileage, for other cars they will charge you based on each kilometer. And for example, they might charge you 16 cents per kilometer. But with Honda, since it retains its value, usually the car's value at the end of the contract is higher than what they estimated when you first bought the car. So you always have what's called positive equity, or in other words, you have some money that Honda owes you. Therefore, that mileage is kind of waived if it's within a reasonable limit. But with financing, you have the freedom to drive as much as you want. In any case, the car loses value if you go over the mileage limit. If you drive more than 20,000, say 20 to 25,000 kilometers per year, then at the end of 4 years, your car will be worth less than a car that has only been driven, for example, 20,000 kilometers per year over the same 4 years. So before buying a car, be very careful to choose the option that suits you best. If you want more information about leasing and financing, for example, about the rates, you can comment the word lease or finance under this post, and I will send you the information. I am Faraz from Honda Queensway.